Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We employ all our participants to please come forward and have their rightful position at the front seat, please. All our participants, please take your rightful position at the front seat, please, and allow the people that are coming behind to occupy the seat at the back. The program is about to be started. The program is about to be started. Please move forward a little bit, please. We employ every one of our participants to please take their rightful position at the front seat. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Aditu Rolanjuwake, and I am the anchor of this great August occasion. Today we are thrilled in bringing together individuals representing several organizations who are passionate about working to protect our environment and our planet at large. And it is our belief at the end of this program that a new platform of a great workforce in finding solutions and resolutions to enhance our environment shall be formed. You would like to ask me, what is NGO? Non-governmental organizations play a vital role in addressing environmental issues by advocating for change, conducting research, raising awareness, and implementing conservation projects. They act as a bridge between communities and governments, pushing for stronger environmental policies and holding polluters accountable. Having said that, once again, you all are welcome to the event titled The Roles of Non-Governmental Organization Workforce on the Issues of Environment 2025. Permit me to welcome to the podium one of our host speakers, the President of Kejibaus Youth Development Initiative Organization, the person of Prince Ambassador Adiremi Aditoro. You're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Prince Aditoro, Adiremi Aditoro. I'm one of the forefront that have been emerging and to let our community know what is being said or meant by the word climate change and I'm one of the African climate experts, so to say. Yeah, today we'll be talking about our function as NGO, what is meant to be done by us, what are being expected of us, so that our society could really align with the issues of climate change. This occasion is one of its kind in our society, because if you look around us now, you see the effect, even the negative effect of climate change. And it seems to realize that our people, the community and the people living therein, don't really understand what this issue and this effect is bringing upon us. And we need to fight it now for the next generation, for our children, so that they could align with it also. Right now, we are presenting ourselves. You know, a lot of us representing organizations across the board to make it deal on our side as a workforce for climate solution. So that's why we're bringing to us together the roles of non-governmental organization workforce on the issues of environment. Excuse me for that. Okay. So, as we can see here, the NGO play a vital role in shaping policy and transforming communities. Their chapters focuses on two key strategies: leveraging the NGO workforce as catalyst for policy. Based on my experiences overseas, there is what we call lobbying organization. We have various national assemblies and, House of Assemblies across the nation. If we really want any change regarding the climate change, having educate our communities, we need to lobby for policies, for government to include the policy and implementation that has to do with climate change and our environment, so that we can have a good law backing the issue of climate change. So our government needs to enact some laws guiding the environment. Then we are the NGOs, to do that. We are the one to carry out the field work on that. We're the one to go to several places, remote area, educate them. Then government is the one putting in place the good law backing it. So as you can see, we have a lot of room to we are just the equilibrium between the government and the people for the issue of environment. Yeah, NGO workforce as catalyst. Yes, you see here research and evidence generation, agenda setting. I believe we so have some experts in various organizations that can do much more research about the solution, the research that will bring about solution on climate change. So the result, whatever result that we might have gotten together, that is what we will tender or table at the government parastatals to see about it, because they too have environment department, or some government, they call it environment department, some call it climate change department, that I know of. Then setting our agenda, what I want to do, what are the agendas? We come together to fight tune. My organization might have 10 agendas, you might have 3, one might have 1, then we look at every agenda that matters and come up with one agenda that will prepare the way we are approaching the issue of environment and climate change. When we're talking about campaigning and public engagement, I know a lot of that organization do this. We need to campaign all the time, letting people know, that is the meaning of letting people know that this issue of environment is never a child play. The factors, because a lot of people, a lot of us in the community, they do contribute negatively to the environment. That's why you can see flooding. There are several natural flooding, landsliding and all that. They are natural happening, natural disaster. But the man-made one can be controlled. Even the natural one can be controlled. I haven't done research about it. So the public engagement and public enlightenment is what is quite critical. People don't know. If you go around the place, like I was listening to Channel News this morning around 12 a.m. I could see in rivers heaps of refuge everywhere, to the extent that people take notice of it. People are calling for government to help them out, because most of the times those people, refuge collectors, I learned that mostly in some state now, like even here in Ondo State, they make it on private entity. It's part of the lobby we're talking about, negligence on the area of government. Not that we're fighting with the government, but we need to let them know the causes of that effect on our environment. Due to the climate issue. All those things are man-made. It could be government, it could be the public, it could be anybody. So that needs to be addressed. I think I've said something about lobbying the other time. So when we talk about lobby, it is a critical aspect. And if you look at the word lobby, pleading, begging, that is it. But to be honest with you, we have a lot of organizations around the world. Then we have very minute of these organizations that are engaging with this, and this is a critical part. Government cannot know everything that is happening in our society. That is why the lobby is being important. So if, like in Ondo State now, I've never seen any organization that started lobbying for the public. We started the Kejibaus Youth Development Initiative. It's quite a long time now. we can come together to start lobbying for environment issues. Go to the House of Assembly, then talking with the representative, the honorable members of each constituency, put it, and if we are not acting on our request, we can all go together there peacefully. We can lobby with banners. Not every banner you see meant to be protest. Lobby. This is what we want. Please do it for us. That is what we need. Then when we're talking about capacity building, what we are engaging with right now is part of capacity building. Then within individual organization, we need capacity building. Because without capacity building, you won't be involved. And you will be informed and involved with the necessity of the time. That is, what is obtainable to be done without being engaged in capacity building. There is nothing we can do about it. So this capacity building is still the same thing with this. Anybody can even campaign, do the public enlightenment or engagement, but this too is critical for this gathering. Then we're talking about policy monitoring. This policy monitoring, we don't really have that capacity in doing that. But for instance now, a case study is Ondo State. In those days, during the time of one of our former governors, may his soul rest in perfect peace, and in person of Governor Dr. Agagu, he had a collaboration platform with the NGO. He gives them projects. Let's say, if you go around, every single morning, you see heaps of refuge. You see every single morning, you see that on our road, main road this time around. That is why I'm talking about myself. While I was younger, I never saw something. Yeah. So policy, government needs to put more effort. It's part of the lobby that we'll be doing. It's part of the lobby. They need to empower us so we can be engaged in policy monitoring. Because here we're not really talking about the policies within the organization. That is quite simple for every organization to do that. But if we should engage with real policy monitoring, because an organization cannot really, people out there will tell you that, what is your business about that? You don't have right to challenge me, whatever I'm doing, and you cannot fight them unless we are being engaged or empowered by the government. Thank you. Yeah. Empowering communities. Education, awareness, skills, civic engagement. Yeah, the civic engagement is part of the public engagement we're talking about. It's other one thing. So education, awareness, skills. The education we need to let, especially people in the rural area, people living in the rural area, the rural dwellers. We need to educate them about the causes and the effect of the environment. We need to do that. So the civic engagement goes with what we've been talking about the other time. On the ground action, community project and local advocacy. Yeah, if we're talking about we need to charge ourselves to make it mandatory for ourselves to play our part. And community project and local advocacy. Yeah, it depends on the availability of fund. That is how we can make any community project. But the project, we need to involve the people that this project that has been done in your community is for you. You own it. Whatever you want it to be, you maintain it. Combining both learning by doing. So is this the same thing? Whenever we have project or program in a particular community, we need to involve them, most of them, especially the young ones there, as the volunteers. You know, in those days I used to do voluntary job. Even whenever I go to abroad, I used to do voluntary job. Through that, they gain knowledge of what we are really intend to impact on them. So in those days, we do it for free, but these days the young people will let you know that they want money. It depends on what we might have educated them of, or the awareness we might have created. You know, that is how we can achieve this. So, parents' education, feedback, and those. So, the feedback of whatever we might have gotten should be brought back to us, so we can know what next to do. This is the chart about what we have done so far. So you can see education program. That is where we score the highest mark. For a very long time, we'll be around like 25 years to this time, going to several places, telling them what is obtainable in the issue of climate change and the environment. So we've been on ground for this for a very long time. So on the grant project, yeah, we only try with what we have, because we've not gotten any money from government for several projects, good projects that we might have done for the community or society. So this one also advocacy campaigns, yeah. So we tried that with about 20%. So our capacity building. So we cannot score ourselves 50 or 100, because capacity building is what you really need day by day. Capacity building, you need it every day, unless you want to close the organization. That is for the chart. So NGO workforce composition. This is the composition of what I've showed to you the other time, the composition of community empowerment activities. So this is it. So yeah, on my side, I'll be coming to the conclusion that policy advocacy and community empowerment are two sides of same coin. A skilled NGO workforce acts as a catalyst for systemic change through research, advocate, and accountability, while education combined with practical action empowers community to achieve sustainable development. Thank you very much.
Development Initiative organization has done justice to the first section of the event. He has told us and explained to us what our environment meant to us and how we can improve our environment in one way or the other. How we can lobby, how we can do some other things we do not know before. Yeah, right now, before we move to the next agenda on our list, we'll be going on our breakaway section where NGOs can network together, make contacts, and plan together. It is time to go on a break, our breakaway section. Thank you very much all for honoring us. The next on our agenda now is to bring this second host speaker for today, the president of Pan-African Health Professional Organization, the person of Mr. Adewale TK, for his own speech. A round of applause for him, please, as he comes forward.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good to have you here this afternoon. Before I proceed, I would like to appreciate in person of President of Kejibaus Youth Development Initiative, in person of Prince Ambassador Aderemi Ostino Adetoro. It's been instrumental to Pan-African Professional Organization activities in Nigeria, being a very relatively new NGO. Thank you for having me. So this afternoon, we'll be talking about the roles of NGO organization workforce on the issue of environment. You know, what are the responsibilities of NGO workers and every NGO all around the world as regards to the issue of environment.
there are a lot of activities and activists, all around the whole world, performing a lot of humanitarian services, around the whole world as regards to the issue of environment. So for a very long time, for decades and centuries, so human beings will be assisting all over the whole world, and our activities from cars, our innovations and new technologies, has actually brought about both good and bad to the earth. So, and for example, via the innovation of cars and all the rest, we talk about global warming, emission of CO2s and all the rest. So, these things has a negative effect on our environment. And mind you, for every environment we live as human beings, the first thing that comes to our mind is that there's one little adage in Yoruba language. They said earth is wet. So earth is wet means that when you are very, very okay in every area, you seems feel okay as well. So the environment you live is very, very important, and the way you survive is very, very important. So I'll be going, sorry from digressing a little. So we'll be presenting. Thank you once again. I still remain Adewale Olakunle Tinis, President and Founder, Pan-African and Professional Organization. So we'll be presenting on the intersecting crisis, the NGO workforce at forefront of climate and earth. Introduction and career. Like I said, I think honored to speak alongside the Kejibaus Youth Development Initiative, Nigeria. Special thanks to Ambassador Aderemi. So the focus, though the theme for this main collaboration is talking about the roles of NGO workforce on the issue of environment, but from the health perspective. So we try to bring up a sub-team, so which will be talking about the intersecting crisis, NGO workforce at the forefront of climate and earth. The core message: environmental issues are inseparable from public health. There is no how we can talk about our environment as individuals. So we have a legacy of history as regards, but before I go ahead to that, I would like to give a simple definition of what climate change climate change is all about. So climate change refers to a long-term shift both in temperatures and weather patterns, all around the whole world. It is significant variation of average weather conditions are becoming warmer, drier over several decades long ago due to human activities, and it's a long-time trend that differentiates climate change from natural weather variability. So the environment is the sum of all surrounding things, both living, non-living, and the complex condition and relationship that influence an organism or a community. So our environment encompasses both the living and non-living. So let's come back here. So we'll be talking about a legacy of forefront actions, as in what are the functions or activities of NGO workers, or an NGO institution, non-governmental organization, as regards to earth and environment. So the history of NGO earth workforce, earth professionals have always been on the front line of crisis. We'd like to bring up a case study. We all heard about issue of outbreak of Ebola from Liberia at that time, and I don't know if we could remember Patrick Sawyer, in person that brought Ebola, the first patient of Ebola that brought it to Nigeria here. So, and I believe we can still remember this Dr. Stella Adadevo, who she lost her life during the process of protecting Nigerians, as in protecting the public health. So he sacrificed her life during that process. So, our story is a testament to the courage of frontline workers, often supported by NGOs. This crisis shows that diseases does not respect borders, and health workers are a critical defense line. So, if we look at the outcome or the let me say, okay, the outcome of environmental degradation over time caused by human being, if we look at it, healthcare workers, we mostly you can find them wanting. That is, in every scenario, in as regards to the issue of environmental crisis, you find healthcare workers there in one form and the other. So from doctor to nurses to environmental health officers, pharmacists and all the rest. So you find them at the front line there, very, very active. So these are the repercussions on how the intersection of the climate change crisis, that is the environmental crisis, and health. So how it's actually affecting our public health. Let's move on. So a new and a greater challenge. Climate change, a public health crisis. So the truth about the climate change is that there's no how we can talk about climate change or environmental changes without being specific about our own health as individuals. So could remember one of an event that we were invited. That was 2022 CBD in Canada. So in which we talk about how the effect of climate change, as regards to health. I think about three NGO that is specific to health were invited from Africa, and we're about 15 all across the whole world that we are majorly dealing with health services, as an NGO. So in which we did a lot of deliberations. We discussed about how what the UNFCCC and other intergovernmental organizations, the government institutions, World Health, what they need to bring together, to address the issue of environment, the issue of climate change as regards to public health institutions all across the whole world, and they are making use of the recommendations already. So climate change is not a distant threat. It's a daily reality in Nigeria and across Africa. We all are aware of it, from flooding, in Niger that killed a lot of people. I think another flooding again in Benue again. I think another flooding recently. So all these things, they are majorly one of the effects of crisis of environmental degradation over time, that is climate change, and this is how it's affecting the public health all across the whole world. So, example, extreme heat wave threatening vulnerable populations. Last year, a lot of people, tens and hundreds of people died across Europe, and it's simply because of what? Heat waves. Over here in Nigeria, for example, when we are moving along the road or something like that, we may not feel a lot of air. You understand me? Unlike, many of us that have been to outside, for example, Europe, if you are moving along the street, you'll be hearing breeze as if it's, that is how their own, weather looks like most time. And imagine if that kind of breeze is now blowing warmer or blowing heat. So that is why you see people, they say, they call it heat wave, and you see a lot of people paralyzed, you see a lot of people collapsing and all the rest over there. But why are we not experiencing much heat waves here? Is because of our weather here. We are not having much breeze over here compared to those places. So that is it. So these are the effect of environment. These are the effect of degradation of environment or climate change, for a long time on public health all across the whole world. So unpredictable rainfall causing devastating flood and waterborne diseases. We all are aware of a lot of people that died from Benue to Niger, due to flooding. So that is in Nigeria. So the role of NGOs has expanded beyond clinic walls to address these environmental root causes of diseases. So nowadays, though Pan-African Health Professional Organization we deal in health, but there is no how we will always stay in hospital. We know that you can find medical practitioners majorly in hospitals and all the rest, but our job is beyond that nowadays. Like I said, you find them in as a front line in every situation, from war to to natural disasters. You find healthcare workers here. So, and as an NGO, we are letting our members, we have members all across the whole world. We are letting our members know that their work is beyond hospital and research settings within a confined area alone. So that is it. So these environmental root causes of diseases. Next slide. Lessons from COVID-19 pandemic. There is no how we can easily forget what the COVID-19 pandemic, the devastated effects of COVID-19 pandemic all across the whole world. So a global wake-up call. The pandemic highlighted the deep connection between our health and the natural world. If we look at that, factors like climate change and biodiversity loss increase the risk of diseases jumping from animals to humans. That is zoonotic diseases. I don't know if you can see this, a bat hanging. This is from Google. It shows a bat. From a lot of research and let me say concluded aspect from WHO and several health institutions all across the whole world, it was pinpointed that COVID-19 is actually from bats. That is as a result of zoonotic diseases, that is transmission of diseases from animals to human. So because of the fact that we are displacing deforestations, for industrializations, all those stuff, as human beings, as we are expanding currently now, our population around the world is over 6 billion. So we are displacing these animals from their natural habitat, as in from their normal environment. So, and there's a lot of mixing up between animals nowadays, even animals where we know that we are conversant with drugs, with dogs, human beings and dogs, almost 5 and 6, but we actually live it together with bats. But in a situation where you are now having a very close relationship with bat because of proximity of your house or something like that, to ban out a lot of things. So that is it. So COVID-19 was actually as a sort of transmission of infection of the virus from bats to human being. Though we believe that it started from Wuhan, China, and all across the whole world, everywhere scattered. So that is it. So that is part of the wake-up call to the whole world as regards to the issue of environment. Why the whole world need to address the issue of environment and climate change is majorly because one of the aspects of it is making sure that human beings will continue to evolve from generation to generation. So the public health is very, very important as well. So that is one of the reasons they need to address the issue of climate change and environment. So lessons from COVID-19 pandemic, the proactive role of NGOs. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, as part of connection between environment and health, PAPO and Kejibaus Youth Development Initiative raised early awareness about the emerging threat. I don't know if we can see this very well. This photo is being downloaded from Facebook. It was uploaded March 11, 2020. So that is, when we were even talking about COVID-19 that time, most people, not most people, at least people don't know what do we mean by COVID-19. So we already started, the awareness right here. This is Ojaoba in Akure, Ondo State here. So we were telling people that a disease is coming. We are preparing people's mind down. And if we look at it, just spring is majorly in China at that time, but because of our exposure, president of Kejibaus, this is the president of Kejibaus, the person of Ambassador Prince Adede Toro. So, and he just came back from abroad, so he knew about it, and also I virtually listened to news all around the whole world. So immediately I saw it, and I saw the way it was going in China. I sensed something already that this thing will likely go haywire, as in all around the whole world. So it's very, very important addressing public health as regards to issue of environment is very, very important. So assuming there are a lot of mechanisms that have been put into place, COVID-19 pandemic would have not have happened or spread like that. So assuming the necessary mechanism has been put into place, especially as regards to digital health all around the whole world. So that is it. And information sharing is also very, very important. So PAPO immediately launched training program for vaccine administration and storage, led massive sanitation campaign to combat misinformation and vaccine hesitancy. So this as part of intersection between environment and public health. During the program, when the vaccine came on board, okay, now we need to take the vaccine to prevent COVID-19, especially if you want to travel outside the country. I remember that time, some of us will need some other stuff, we need to go and you have to take, show that you are digitally be giving the vaccine against the virus. So that is it. But to our amazement, a lot of people were kicking against it that time. A lot of people say it's sign of CCC. A lot of people say if you take it, you will die in the next 1 year. A lot of misinformations and rumors. So we actually use digital campaign, to disseminate most of this information to our members so that they will be able to enlighten their patients. Like I said, virtually, we have over 30,000 healthcare workers all across Africa in a one single platform on Telegram. So we use that, and we do training. I think almost 4 or 5 training like that. So virtually every month we do at least 1 or 2 trainings in which we talk to our member on how to sensitize the patient and all the rest, so that people can take the vaccine. So that is it. Next slide. So our determination and future collaboration, the way forward, collaboration and community-based solutions. Our determination is stronger than the challenges we face. Sincerely, if we look at the way we are coming from, we might be discouraged a little, but that doesn't matter to us because we only looking at where we are going, so we don't actually look back. So PAPO is committed to expanding our role to include community-based solutions that address the root cause of diseases. I mean, that address the issue of health and environment, that is climate change. So our mission is to guarantee safe public health for all Africans. And how are we going to achieve it? We by expanding and strengthening collaborations with NGOs across Nigeria, Africa, and the world. Together we can build a healthier, more resilient future. So part of our mechanism of addressing the issue of climate change and public health is we are trying to collaborate and network virtually with many NGOs, as many as possible, all across Africa and the rest of the world. So if we imagine the activities from Kejibaus, in which Kejibaus deal majorly with youth and several things, even including the health NGOs. So we are able to extract direct data from Kejibaus. It's going to help us as health NGO in making our decisions, both for sensitization or implementation or capacity building in anything we are doing. So because of that, so part of the way we are trying to tread, so that we can address the issue of climate change, the effect of climate change on public health, so that we can address it, is we are trying to strengthen our collaborations with several NGOs, and this is one of it. So that's why we hosted this event in partnership with Kejibaus Youth Development Initiative. So, which is the roles of non-NGO workforce on the issues of environment. So, thank you for listening. If you have any question, feel free. Thank you for listening.
We appreciate the president of the Pan-African Health Professional Organization, and he has explained very well, wonderfully well, and made a good presentation on how climate change can affect our public health. He made a typical example and reference to the COVID-19. Yes, COVID-19 started virtually in China and it spread through the climate all through the world, or throughout the world. So everybody felt the impact, and up to now, some parts of the country are still battling with it, although at a very low rate. Your speakers will be attending to various questions from our participants from different organizations. The first question, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Adeshina Akibade. I represent Farmers Financial Services. And part of what we do that relate to what you have been saying is the issue of taking refuge from to enabling safety for our kids and other streets. So my question is this: as beautiful as this program is, the Kejibaus and PAPO, what platform are you providing way forward for participants here to be part of your projects as move on? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. Yes, like what we said earlier, we are looking into expanding collaborations with a lot of NGOs, across Africa. So, because this will help us along the line in decision making, sensitizations, and capacity building as regards to our mission and objective, all across Africa, in which we are trying to build a healthier Africa for all, for now and for our future. So we, like I said, we try to engage with all NGOs as many as possible. If you check, if you check our website www.papo.org, www.pahpo.org. So there is a section there. So before the year runs to an end, it will be active. So there is a section there you will see partner with us. It's free of charge. So virtually every NGO, not only NGO, even private sectors. You understand? So they'll be able to register and partner with us, and they'll be having access to informations, from the NGO for our activities and other things. And peradventure, you are majorly, if you are an ex or something like that, fine, and you have an NGO as well, so you can communicate with us as well. So, and we are going to work together, everything for the betterment of Africa. Thank you.
Your question, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Martins McKinney, the CEO of Global Multi Services. One of our areas of specialization is environmental health and safety. So we know Kejibaus and Pan-African Health Professional Organizations and all the activities, but I want to advise. Although we know about the economic situation in the country, but I want them to be two partners, the two NGOs, to at least expand their tentacles to get more people and other NGOs involved. Some of us may be in advisory role because we, like, for example, we cannot stop malaria caused by mosquitoes in Akure if we still have Odokoye and Isolo the way they are and from Ashaye area. The issue of drainage, especially in our urban areas, is a terrible situation. So let's use Akure as a case study. You cannot be going around and saying we want to eradicate malaria in Akure, and when you go to back of some joints in Alagbaka here, you see stagnant water where mosquitoes are laying more than 5 million eggs. Population of Akure is not more than, let's say, about 1.2 million or 800,000. So if 5 million mosquitoes should attack people here, they will have shared our blood completely. So I want the sensitization to be more extended, involve more people, and let us see the impact. Even if there is no money yet, we can do flyers to some people in Yoruba languages, to some villages, to give it the way this Yoruba witness used to go around. We are doing sensitization, and some of these things, the way people go about partaking in deforestation is terrible. In some countries, when you cut a tree, you must plant another one back. It's an offense. In Nigeria, you cut 3,000 and plant one. We have not done anything. So the way we are cutting, no trees here, especially in the southwest again. We are now cutting kola-nut trees to roof our houses. That's why you see building collapsing, everything like that. So we don't plant trees. If we plant more trees, green environment will be improved, and you know, any green environment, disease don't manifest there. Because you see down there a tree now, the breed that will be touching you is different from maybe where they are roasting plantain by the roadside. So everybody wants to stay in a very green environment. So the other one is water quality in some villages. I worked with UNICEF before. That was the early 90s. There's a community in our road there, they call it the community Amui. The whole community was fetching water from one water coming out under one tree. That's the headquarters of Kejibaus in those states then. But through their collaboration, they tried, and because the water is not flowing, that's why the dams can stay in one place. So if all those communities, because that time UNICEF came up and did some things then, but after about 5 years, successive governments don't do what others did. It was during regime and Agagude. So I was involved. We started Wasan in UNICEF. So the water is not flowing and people keep on fetching. When you have the disease, you put your leg, the jam is transferred to the water, and you fetch it to your house again and you drink it. Even if you take vaccination, the jam will reproduce from the one that you drank again. So I just want us, if the economy of our NGO improve, let the sensitization be more elaborate. So I will not waste our time much, but the issue of drainage, let us keep it them flowing to avoid stagnant water. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate the observation. Yeah, firstly, I said it earlier on that we're not here to really put a fight between us and the government. Let's say for the past 30 years to this time, we don't really have an active government as far as environment issue is being concerned in this state. There were several programs that supposed to have been held in Akure, in Ondo State rather, implemented in Ondo State. But for the negligence from the part of the government, and because I single-handedly brought a lot of program that they are enjoying now in Lagos State. So that is why the NGO workforce is being erased in this state. It's being erased. So, and that's why we're coming up with the title of this program, the role of non-governmental NGOs workforce on the issue of environment. Because that is number one. Number two is that we have a lot of NGOs here in Ondo State, but dealing with them is another thing entirely. They don't really bring anything forthcoming, any growth on the table. They really want to tap from you, then disappeared. So that has been dead, and that is the main reason we are coming up with, with this new idea, bringing new people on the table, the truthful organization on the table, the truthful individual on the table, so that we can address race. We talked about the lobbying with the state or local government the other time. A friend of mine is here. While I was trying to lobby or partner with a local government in this state, it was a head transfer. People. Let me be factual. The government, the people, we are so being difficult, and we have the knowledge of those things we're talking about. We cannot just look away. That is why we still come up with this program. We need public engagement, public advocacy. But at the end of it all, the government lobby is paramount of them all. So there's nothing we can do. We cannot force any people or any group of people. Even we're saying the right thing to them. We need a backup law from the government to make this thing happen. Yeah, even the politicians, they make it worse. I'm talking out of the program. I'm talking my mind. I've been to several parastatals in this state. Most of them, they don't really like us. They don't like the environment. They don't like the people living there. So it's difficult. But we notice changes. So that is why we still come together to make another brand new front, which we cannot do on our own. These two organizations, we can't do it on our own. That's why we are inviting you, your organization, and your networks to network with them so that we can come together as a formidable front to indirectly. This is a war we need to win. This is a battle we need to have won for a very long time. So thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Concerning the question you talk about water. So part of our plan in the next 2 years is that we are aware of the issue of water in Nigeria and majorly across Africa. You know, what I mean by water is that table water, you know, that is drinkable. We'll all see about the issue of sachet water and all the rest. So part of what we are trying to do is that in the next 2 years, between the next 2 years and 5 years, so we are looking for mechanism to do random research on drinkable waters all across Africa. So in which we are using Nigeria and another country from East Africa as a case study. So we'll be doing a research in which virtually we'll be testing virtually all sachet water in that country and come up with some recommendations. So because a lot of people will drink sachet water today and you know, a lot of infections, you know, as regards to sachet water, and they say sachet water is not even, we talk about water from the stream, even sachet water nowadays, most of it is, you know, is very very bad. So that is it. So that is part of what we are coming with. The research proposal and everything is already on ground. But like what we said before, so we still have EU with challenges of funding. But as soon as we get the funds to power it up, we are good to start with it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am by name Olakunle Awudala. I lead Criterion Degradation Agency, and I don't got a late invitation. I'm glad to be here. I want to give kudos to Kejibaus Youth Development Initiative and Pan Africa. You've done a very good job. I have a few info for you. I know that we've been having a lot of challenge, just like the chairman of Kejibaus said, as regards government adequate participation in issues that have to do with environmental degradation. The issue of climate change is a big one, and all of us, both the NGOs, the populace, the citizens, must work very, very hard to make sure that we do some certain things to make sure that global warming does not increase. We have to make sure that we reduce our reliance on fossil fuel. We must, by all means, switch to renewable energy, and we should also change to a better forest management approach. If you look around now, our people in the forest are busy felling trees, and while we are planting extremely few. Now, I am aware that under the government of the new government of those states, in person of Honorable Lucky Aiyedatiwa, the Ministry of Environment has successfully created a desk office in relevant NGOs that deals with the issue of climate change. So right now we have people that we can talk to. These desk offices have a communication channel between the state and the federal government, Ministry of Environment. So definitely we have more access to them. I'm also sure that the Chairman House Committee on Environment, in person of Honorable Princess Ogulowo Oluwatosin, who represents the constituency, will also be of help. Then I will also suggest again that we try and collaborate with the Farmers Congress. We can access a lot of farmers through that particular platform. Using the new media, we could cut down the cost of transmitting our information to these people. Thank you very much.
Do we still have any other question in here, please? Any other question or recommendation? In the absence of none, I would like to bring the program to an end. Permit me to call on Mr. Babalola Paul to give us the vote of thanks. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah. On behalf of the organizers of this event, want to sincerely thank all of you for coming here today for this important program titled The Roles of Non-Governmental Organization Workforce on the Issues of Environment. First, we thank God Almighty for making this event successful. To our speakers, to our observers, and to the anchor lady, we truly appreciate the time, efforts, and the knowledge you have shared with us. Your insight has made us understand how important the NGO workforce is in protecting our environment. To all our participants, we thank you for attending, listening, observing, and communicating. Finally, a big thank you to the planning team who has worked hard putting this event together. Let us remember that taking care of our environment is everyone's responsibility. With NGOs, communities, and individuals working together, we can make a real difference by building a cleaner, greener, and healthy world. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I must let you know that all of us, we have today created a forefront for growth and to secure our environment for this generation and that of our children. Once again, you are all welcome to this great event today that is going to be a monumental one to reckon with. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to be having group photos, pictures, and all that after this program outside this conference hall. Thank you.